Evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Kate, and I'm account manager for HSE's financial terminals accounts. So in the future, whenever you have questions, you can get me in touch by emails later on, which I will share the records with you, so you will find my email address as well. For tonight, so I'm going to spend around 1 hour. And I didn't prepare a PowerPoint because I want to save time for showing the terminal instead of showing slides, because slides is easy for you to see later on. So for what we are going to start tonight, I'm going to mostly focus on the basic usage based on some of your questions, which I got a couple minutes ago. Is recording going? Yes, it is recording. I will share the link with you after this demonstration. Okay, now let's start. So this is the basic surface, as you may see, and we have actually, it's like this, like software. Once you download to a PC, you will be able to double click with the software icon and get this surface. What we support with 2 languages, which is you can, if you're in the English version, you can switch to Chinese, but if you are in the Chinese version, you can switch to the English. However, we understand that some of you might be needing like more than 1 window or 2 windows. So you can always create a new window. The 3rd one, the 4th one, depends how you need this terminal. One thing, when you click the start, you will see document center, which is quite important for you to see all the basic usage. We provide all the introductions or introductions and manuals for you to understand each functions, how to use it. For example, if when ESG ratings, you don't know how we calculate with the method, did we interact with the international standard, and what market do we cover as for now? So you can always click and go for the link. As you may see, here is a link. Once you click it, you will get a PDF document, and you can always download to your PC. And I understand that many of you are professors and students that you don't stay in the library. So perhaps you can send to your email, and then you go back to home, or during the let's say rest time, you can check from your personal or individual devices. So this is document center. You can see some basic usage. Another function on the top, there's F1. So this is online service. First one, live chat. If you click, you will get our online service. Don't worry, they are not robots. Either it's me or my colleague who are going to support you with all your questions for 24 hours. So wherever you have questions, hey, Kate, where can I find the ESG ratings for which company? You can simply type all the questions. Me and my colleagues will support you online. This is F1, get help, and this is help center with document. You can see the basic usage. And what we have other things, for example, this Wind 3C conference. So I understand that many of you are interested in certain companies, the annual report, or how to say, financial reports. You can always find from our platform with 3C, with 3C function. We divided, of course, with different categories, for example, for macros, for commodities, etc. But if you have like say NVIDIA or BYD, if they have annual report, do we provide that? Yes, we do provide with a real-time video. For example, that's a quick one. If you search by keywords, you will be linked to the video. It might be real time, it might be a recorded one, it doesn't matter. Once you enter it, I apologize, my PC is getting slow today. Once you enter it, actually on the left side, you will be able to see our Alice, which is our AI, to summarize or records all the dialogues for you, and you can actually get even translations directly from the platform. A quick example. On this one, you will be able to see on the left side, we have the summary, we have the record, or if you have questions and answers to check, or you have further questions to ask the AI. Our AI service is called Alice. You can get in touch with it. So another function, once you click on the top of the surface, you will see Alice. So you can ask Alice any questions. Just for example, today I got a list of questions from one of your organizations that the request is, for example, does land database contain data related to patents and investments in research reports? Answer me in English, please. So our Alice will provide you exactly the answer that's you might get it. While we are generating the answers, I want to explain that our AI actually interacted with the internal database and external. So which means that whatever the answers you get from our Alice, you will get the sources from outside, out of Web Financial Terminal or inside of Web Financial Terminal. And whatever you get inside of the Web Financial Terminal, you have always the link to go directly the data source. For example, I click with this one, I go directly I was linked directly to economic database. And here you immediately got this linked data from here. So this is Alice that you can take advantage as more as you can with simply questions you have, or you can use the writers, researchers, marketings, translations. You can have your time to discover more functions from this Alice chat. Back to the main page. Let's start from officially what we cover with the data. As you can see from the left side, we have navigations. We cover with stock, with bond, with commodity, foreign exchange, fund, macro part, news, companies information as well. So how did we lay out of everything, and how can you discover exactly the data you need? The logic is quite clear, actually. For example, if we are in the stock page, we provide before the market starts, you need the market information. For example, you need some news, you need some research reports. You can simply click one of them. And for example, research reports, how much we covered, what kind of categories do we have, and where's the social medias or where's the sources we have, as well as you can see this top, you can see these titles. Can you download it? So everything is available. You can find them with keyword. You can find them with a specific source. You can even download the research reports and send to your individual email address. So for each of the keyword, for example, I put copper here. For example, you can always filter with the source, with the type, with the earnings, and you can discover more later on. This is a research report, but during the market starts, understand most of your professors and students, you don't do investments, but some of our customers, they do investments, so they can focus on the quotes part. So in the stock part, we cover the global one. We have Japan markets, EU countries, United States, Russian stocks as well. However, I think I have to highlight that when Financial Terminal is a Chinese platform, and we are more focused on China data. So if you have demands to find all China or A shares or Hong Kong stocks, or Taiwan stocks, then this is the most comprehensive platform for you to find. But for Germany, for France, for Switzerland, of course, you also can find from our platform as well for their quotes, their companies details as well. But there's one thing I have to highlight, that the only difference between us and Bloomberg is Bloomberg actually is more global, which means that if you want to have like the market of Malta or the market of Morocco, some small countries, then perhaps Bloomberg is the best choice for you. But if you look for bigger countries like Germany, France, Switzerland, or around the world, we do provide as well the stocks quotes. Go for the next investment opportunities can help you to monitor some sectors, or you can set up your own web watch list to monitor their quotes. For the quotes and other related information. In the data center, which today I'm going to focus on, is deep description. So if you have been using Bloomberg, there is also F9 function. And if you click it, you will be able to see how we provide you with indicators. So we have the company profiles. You can see the entity structures, staff structures as well. Ownership, you will be able to see the top 10 or overall the ownerships or shareholders informations. Going down that, financial analysis might be very important for you to see the per share indicators, to see the growing capacities, etc. Above, there's financial information. We have all the big three statements, which is balance sheet, income statements, and cash flow. Going down, I think today I got one of the questions is how to find the patents. Here we have this, 1 second. We have this intellectual property. Here you will be able to find the company's patents. For example, given we are in this EDAN, which is one of the Shenzhen listed company, our patents provide you the current companies with the patents, with the branch information, holding companies, overseas investments, how many other companies abroad of out of China they invested in this company, this Shenzhen company. I understand that most of you need further deeper analysis. So on the right side, you can either put a note to keep it, or on the top and the right side, you have export data to Excel. Regarding our Excel in how to use it, later on I will explain, but this is one of the way that you can extract the data directly from our platform. So there's another way that you can use Excel to extract from Excel directly without using this way. So this is an F9 function. You can discover more, for example, peer comparison. We provide this function with actually updated, real-time updated. For example, if you see this company to compare all the rest by the industry, by the sector, or by whatever the indicators or parameters that you set it up, you can change the currencies from the functions. You can change the unit from 1 million to 100 millions, etc. You can also see the chat instead of seeing the table. And to compare with other companies, for example, this EDAN company, to compare with the same other company like Midri or United Imaging or other companies, we want to let you know that when we upload all the updated rankings, we do actually immediately to provide you which company this is ranked. Unlike in the Bloomberg, they simply just put the updates of the latest closing day, the latest close or market capacity without filtering them. However, in our platform, we do immediately with the rankings with the real-time updates. Market performance or valuation analysis, earning forecast are all the dimensions that you can compare with one of the companies. This is the function that you can see a specific company, what is happening, what is their company, what is their IPO or ESG ratings. You can download from here or you can check from here. However, you have many companies. Here we have data center, which is called equity data exposure. Once we click it, for example, I made an example here, but we can click a new one. We have left bottom, left right side, which left bottom side is for choosing the range. What do we cover? We cover Chinese mainland stocks, Hong Kong stocks, United States, Taiwan. Globally, we cover Europe, Mid East, Africa. Of course, Russia is as well included. So you can choose the ranges by the market over here. However, if later on you are familiar with this platform, you can build your own watch list. Building it, if you're interested, you can write to me privately how to build it. I will tell you one by one step with that because it's not complicated, but it takes a little bit extra time today to explain how it works. So once you have the companies, for example, I choose A shares. We have indicators above. We have mainland stock indicators, global stock indicators. Given I chose A shares, which is from China mainland, so let's use the mainland stock indicators. The indicators layouts are same logic. We started with the basic information of the security name, the company profiles, where it is listed, when it listed, or we have the capitalization to see the total share of them, to see the total flow shares as well. Indicators of shareholders, you may find the major shareholders by percentages, the major shareholders, top 5 shareholders by percentages as well. What I understand that you mostly focus, perhaps the closing price is what you're focusing on, or the open prices. Just a quick example of the close price. Once you double click with the indicator, remember double click it, you can simply choose the trading dates. You can see the last closing day or the past 1 year or 1 week ago. And for the adjustment, we have forward adjustment or backward. It depends on your need. Or you can choose a specific date, for example, December 10th, which is today. Simply click it, okay, and then on the left top side, you will see load. Once with the loads, you will be able to see or the closed data, a closed price of or A shares. But if you want to see what is the biggest number of what is the highest price of that day, so you can simply with the filter to see from above to low or from low to larger number. Market price, this is. We have earning forecast as well, financial analysis, financial statements to show that, for example, if we are in the general enterprise, we will see the current assets, the non-current assets, current liabilities, income information, cash flow. So you can always find from this financial statement. Here we have this event ESG ratings. I was requested today by one of the participations. I don't know what is your name, but if you want event ESG ratings for multiple companies, here this is Equity Data Explorer is the function for you. to find when ESG ratings. Click OK, you will find it. Going down, let me see ESG ratings. What else? Yeah, one of the questions is for asking about research and development. So we have actually keyword in the middle to search the indicators. If I just simply type R, and we will see R&D investment in mainland, or R&D employee by percentages, R&D expenses. So let's see, double click with investment. You will be located to research and development expenses. Here you can see all the relevant R&D research and development expenses, all investments. So I click with the investment. I see the report parts. A report type is parent or consolidated. So here I use the newer one. The unit we can use 1 RMB, since this is A shares is RMB currency. So 1 RMB or 1 million. Or if you have actually, you want to track the back to the past 2 years or 3 years, you will be able to see these more reporting periods. So you can choose from 2021 or from 2019, depends on your needs. We have the period by Q1, half a year, or Q3 or annual. So given the 2024 hasn't finished yet, perhaps we can choose also Q3 as the reference, as the example. Once we click OK, we'll be able to see all the different time ranges of their research and development investments. I understand this is a lot of information if you choose a lot of indicators, but how immediately you can see some key information? We provide these statistics. Once you click, you can see the sum of the total number or average number, maximum or minimum numbers, depends how you choose the parameters. We have also filter. It's like in the Excel, you can choose, for example, larger than a number or equal or smaller than a number, and click OK, you'll be filtered to a range. So you can easily to escape for the largest number or smallest number. Here on the top and left side, you have 3 choices. One, exports. This means that you can export to Excel easily. However, what I suggest you to export with a function. That means that, for example, we choose the close price of today, the latest day. But if you open it tomorrow, December 11th, and if you download with a function and open tomorrow, then it automatically updated to tomorrow's close price. So this is with a function or without functions difference. And what you choose, a lot of indicators might take you time, and you cannot always go back. For example, I don't want to see A shares. I want to see Hong Kong stocks. But if you go back to check one by one indicators, it takes time. So you can always click save. To save this template, in the future, you can use exactly the same indicators that you are using for further to change the ranges from A shares to Hong Kong stocks or from United States stocks. This is the function that will benefit you and save your time. What I did is, for example, I made a lot of my own templates. For example, I worked for ASML, and they requested for the same indicators, but different companies quite a lot. So I saved this template, and they can, next time if they send me some other companies, I just simply switch the companies and remain the same indicators. But if you trust our own indicators templates, Here, event templates can provide you closing price, valuation indicators, operating capabilities indicators. So we have variety choices for you. These are the little things, little functions you can check later on. This is the equity data exposure. So we were in the data center. We were in the deep description for each of company, and we were in the big basket to check different equities. But going back to Excel, we were talking about Excel add-in. Second. On the top, there's, okay, let me build a new one. So on the top, there's a Wend tool. Today, one of your colleagues asked me about this time series, why there's limitations, why it cannot be searched anymore after 1 week use. We actually, our limits is not like extremely in Bloomberg. We can normally satisfy 99% of our customers to use to extract the data. However, if you face this limitation, what I suggest to you is you can switch to other functions. So just a quick example. Now I'm in time series. And now I choose from the list of some companies, I choose H shares. And I choose several companies. To the right side, I choose the indicators. And I want to see what is the close price of it. Double click, go for the next. And simply use the period. And I make sure, this is very important, make sure the time period is exactly what you wanted, because this can save the limitations. Although normally we can satisfy you, but if it happens, you can escape for the from unnecessary troubles. So let's see. I want to see start from last month. So I want to see the past 1 month. What is the closing price with the original currency, or we can switch to USD. You might be curious. This is H shares I chose. Of course, the original currency is RMB. However, why we provide also USD? That is because we understand that when you compare also with other markets like United States, Europe, and you need USD. But with USD, what kind of exchange rate do we use? Don't worry, you will be able to choose either with the exactly trading day, which is we call historical exchange rate, or you can use the latest one. So no matter which day is trading, but if you use today's exchange rate, then you can use today's exchange rate for all the rest. So it depends on which method do you want. So here I choose the null one, original. I choose the null one without changing this. Going for the next. We go for the finished. So we have already extracted the closing price, the close price for these companies, these Shenzhen companies I chose. But if you find there are other ways, for example, this time series, for some reasons I got limitations, don't worry, you can use another function here, insert code. You can also insert code with the list, for example, issues as well. I choose simply several. I go for the next. And then where to find the indicators? Here on the left side, you'll find search. So if I put all the indicators on the left function search part section, you will be able to see all the indicators you just found it from time series. The only difference is with time series, it directly guide you to choose the date. However, with this insert indicators, you will need to choose the dates one by one. For example, if I choose this market price daily close, then I have to choose here. Oh, 1 second. Close. Wait for the next. Oh, 1 second. Yes, I forgot to choose the date. The dates we can, 1 second, we can use the format as showing. Um, the month of July 2024. Click OK. So we choose this close price, we need to set up the date. And if we choose the open price, we also need to set up the date. So this is the only difference between insert codes and insert indicators. And or use this time series directly. So different function. May I speak with Rehmont? If you can help to mute your speaker, unless you have something to speak, because for me there's some voice coming. Okay, mute. Great. So this Excel add-in, what we had, we checked the time series, we checked the insert codes to find different indicators from this section. You can also understand that some of you might analyze some companies' financial indicators, for example, their financial statements, their balance sheets. So we have this financial analysis immediately for you to choose the companies and go for the next. Remember in the when financial terminal, I reminded you that if you have certain companies to check, it's a large number of companies, but you don't want to click one by one of each company. You can have your own watch list. So here is the own watch list that I built before while I was working for different projects. As well, I worked for Asmel, Mr. Mark. So I simply actually just click with this watch list I used before, and then I go for the next. Then I don't need to go one by one to see A shares this company or B share that company. So watch list is quite convenient for you to have different companies in one go and to be repeated to be used for further. This Excel add-in might take more time to check one by one, like customize a report or real-time codes, or we have economic database to be interacted. So if you're interested for further details, you can also pin me to go for another round of demonstrations that I can set another 20 minutes or 30 minutes to guide you how to use it. So we go back to the terminal. We finished the deep description company. We finished the equity data exposure for large number of companies, and we have this Excel add-in. After the data analysis, you might be able, or you might be interested to see the market reports. So we provide market reports for A shares, for Hong Kong stocks, and globally, we interacted with the Taiwan market, UK, Indian, Japan, United States, etc. So if we go down, we have also company lists. We can see the company's details. Let me open it for you. With a global enterprise database, this is for checking each company's as you see, let me show you BYD for checking each company's equity structure or news. It's like in China we call it what is that? I forgot the name. 企查查. If some of you speak Chinese, so it's like 企查查. However, we are more comprehensive than that because we have more companies, no matter it's listed company or unlisted companies. So we provide with the basic information, shareholders, financial activities, or you can see, for example, this equity penetration. Click it. Investment, relationship map. Apologize that my PC today cannot run it, but later on, if you can open this global enterprise and check little one by one, for example, maybe this one can run out. Yeah. Yeah, so this is showing you the actual control owner or actual the final owner or final beneficiaries, actual controller path, etc. So all the details information of each company you can see from this global enterprise library. This is the stock part. We went through research reports and the data center as well as the comprehensive query. If you're interested with bonds, we have the same logic. We also have data exposure for choosing different markets on the left bottom side and to choose the indicators to see their basic information, the issuance, the shareholders, the financial statements, even the foreign exchange indicators, etc. If we go for data center as well, we also have this deep description F9 function. One thing I forgot to remind you is if you're in the F9 function, don't worry that you have to go back somewhere to find other companies. On the right bottom side, you can easily to switch with different companies, either the code or the short name or the full name. So I simply put BYD, I click it, and this F9 page will be switched directly to that page. So on the bottom side, wizard keyboard, which we call it. So you can always take advantage of it to input the short name, full name, or the code of the companies to switch. In the bond section, there's one thing very important is for checking the market overview, which is we call it bond market overview. Here, I understand that perhaps most of you do research not only stocks but also the bond fund. So in this bond market overview, you will be able to see the statistics by different dimensions. For example, by the type, by the interest rates, and by the maturity. Or we can divide it by the regions, which you can see that different provinces, for example, Shanghai or Shandong province, so what is the issuance numbers, what is the proportion of the bond in numbers and the balance, etc. So you can also click them to filter it from the lower one to the larger numbers. And you can also filter them by different types, by different sectors, or by the listing places as well. We actually provide except basic information for government bonds, for NCD financial bonds. We also provide the special bonds, which, for example, floating rate bond information. here with the floating bonds, floating rate bonds, you will be able to see the indicators of the coupon rate, coupon description, benchmark rate, interest spread, minimal guaranteed, or the maturity numbers, and as well as issue dates. You can filter from the current one to the earlier one. And you can see that we provide with the issue date with 2029, which means that if there's any announcement, we will be able to update it immediately to here to see, even though it's in the for the future to be issuance, but there's still information to be provided in our platform. In the bond statistics report, you can see the primary market information. Let me quickly show you. We can see the new issuance, the issue registration, statistics, or the rates. On the secondary market, we have the transaction statistics, or we have the trading statistics for CFATs. Let me open the CFATs one. You will be able to see daily trading statistics or the outright reports, etc. If we scroll down, we can see the yesterday's, which is 1 day before's bond valuation, deviations, and also we have the bond yield curve to be showed. All this information you can also download to Excel with the raw data, with the table, or you can download them with the chat that you prefer to read. This is the bond statistics that you will see the overall market overview, primary markets. Also, it included with event ESG. This logic applied to the same to commodity. You can see the market information. If you want further analysis, you have all the analysis tools. Or if you want to see a specific company related to the company, you have deep description. Or with large range of companies, you have data exposures. Now let's put the time maybe in macro parts, because I also got the questions to ask about what is the difference between one financial information, one financial terminal, and the CEIC. So here we have economic database. To quick summarize, what is the difference between us is the data source of CEIC, they are mainly focused on macro. And they actually, all their data are from the official website. However, we worked with the difference. We accept with the official departments like National Bureau or the export or the brokers. We also have actually from different sources, like, for example, I simply put copper. And you can see that we have China customers, LME. We understand you also can find the same from other platforms. However, we have actually combined with the medias, which means that all around the world, we cooperate with some medias. And also we have our own platform, which is called 3C. You just saw that you can see different videos, dialogues, which means that we also cooperate with those organizations from the universities, college, departments. Whenever they have a number of forecast or even analysis reports, we always combine in the same platform. So this is more like big basket, and CIC is more like specific for cooperating with the official websites or official departments. So let's focus on the macro parts. We cover China macro database. We cover with China regions. So which means that I understand that you are not economists only see what China Bureau announced about the GDP, how the China customers announced the numbers of import or exports information, but you also trusted with some little counties or little cities. So we have these regions to see, for example, this Jiangsu province, we have provincial data of their GDP, PMI, CPI, or banking and money or annual data. We also provide small cities. For example, if we go to Changzhou, we have these Changzhou cities, gross regional product industries, price indices, and foreign trade information. So what kind of price indices do I mean? So if you click with the price indices with icon, you will be able to see this frequency with monthly updates of source from Changzhou Municipal Bureau of Statistics with the start date of 2003 until nowadays, indicators of this CPI of that city, which is the relative number that reflects the trend and the degree of price changes in consumer goods and service purchase by urban and rural residences. You can check all the details, of course, but also we have a function that you can check from the map. 1 second. So, for example, we have this Changzhou city's CPI. You can check also Xuzhou other cities. So you can always check from this map, and you will get the time. Of course, we provide you video to see the past years as long as you set up with the time range for the past 10 years or 20 years. Cities can be switched directly from these functions, which you can simply play. I was in the China map, but if you want to compare with nationally with other countries, so you can click with the global to compare with other cities as well. So this is small cities, some macro indicators. If you are more focusing on the macro parts, China macro, China region macro, and global macro with the United States, European countries, and Mid East countries, and to compare. Just for example, if EU PPI or PMI with the keywords, you will immediately get the indicator that you are looking for. So for example, I have this EU PMI. I can switch maybe PPI, which is better. Yeah, we have this EU PPI for year over year or the current price. Let's switch with the PPI. If you want to compare, for example, France PPI as well as over year, what this example is mostly to show you how we calculate everything, how we provide you the functions. So if you're not focusing on the PPI, you can also focus on other indicators. But this one, for example, I showed you EU 27 countries with the PPI and France PPI. However, you want to change if you don't want to see the monthly because quite early. For example, we started 1989 quite early. So you can change the frequency from monthly to annually. Click OK. And if you click with the loads, you will get the table data, and you will get the chat. So with the chat, you can easily to switch from linear or columns to compare, or depends, for example, between linear and columns, you can switch. Or you can switch with the time range. For example, I just want to see in the past 10 years what happened. No need to be too early. So just click with the time range with it. Or indicators, I want to change this indicator. I don't want to see one of them. So you can always to reset the indicators, or with the setting, you can change or make declarations or decide what kind of axis or what kind of color you preferred. So all the functions that don't hesitate to just click and try them. However, we check the PPI for EU, for France, but if you want to check the relevant news, you can also click the news, which we will directly to link into the news. For example, with the earliest date of December 10th, regarding France PPI, we have other informations which relevant for the domestic bonds market, pre-market information, and 陆家嘴 financial morning news. This 陆家嘴 financial morning news actually is provided and organized by Wind. So Wind has our own medium that's provide you every morning with the news. I understand that in the macro parts, most of you, maybe you are from the finance part. So fixed income database perhaps is quite more useful for you. You can see the national debt futures with T-bonds, with the futures of net basics, and you can have the financial data statistics as the references with the except the national level, we provide also the provincial level and the city levels. Currency database, we provide the foreign exchanges with a curve with the RMB exchange rate or international exchange rate that you can track with USD to compare RUB or to compare EUR, and how is the prices going up and down. We immediately to show you the trend, and you might be curious where all those data come from. So on this side, you can see that we provided from CME, from Hong Kong, or 1 second, we have CNY, others. We provide from the People's Bank of China as well. So all the companies, all the resources you will be able to see from this part, and the frequency will be showing here, and the latest update date is showing here. So if you want to have a quick view, you can see the quick chat. I need to delete some of them. And let's see with the chat. Yeah. So this is the currency database and fixed income database that you can take advantage when you are in the financial analysis part. What we have actually is more important. Recently, we have this AI function. So if you have this AI function on, if you click with this icon, you can set up with your rules. So in the future, if you choose, let's say, foreign exchange, you can choose the change frequencies. You can choose the unit. You can choose the currency conversions. For example, you want to compare with only USD or with EUR of a certain prices. You can always choose from here and apply the results. So if you keep these results, whatever you choose from the left side with the indicators, AI will help you to immediately to adjust it with the result of these frequencies. So this is the macro parts. I understand that when you do the research, you might be also need to see this forecast. So we have this global macro forecast function. With the global macro forecast, we have two choices. We have this single region to see only in China what happens, only in Belgium, Cambodia, or European countries. So now we're in the China page. We can see the frequency, the forecast for the next 1 year, half a year, or let's see, next 1 year as well. And you might be curious, all the forecast of GDP, or the forecast of CPI, who give this number? Don't worry, if you click with this number, you will be able to see the institutions of the Southwest of Securities, Guosen Securities, and Huaxi Securities. All these three institutions, they made a forecast value. One made 1.2. Another one made 1.7. So if we plus these three together and get an average number, then that is exactly what you saw from this our display main page. This can be checked, displayed by the data bar, by the table, by the chart. It depends how you want to check it. But if you don't want this high frequency, you want to see maybe annual data, to see the next few years forecast, you are able to switch between monthly and annual. This is the forecast part. However, I understand that when you do research, you want to know what will happen in the next in the world. So we have this global economic calendar. With this calendar, we provide 3 frequencies: daily, weekly, monthly. We provide the historical information, and we also provide you with the forecast. For example, we are in the 10th of December, but at the end of the year, perhaps there's a lot of things are going to be happened, no matter in China, in United States, in UK, in France, in India, depends which countries you are focusing on. So far, I chose these countries, and with the indicators, I would like to see how's the economics or in the energy, chemical parts, or commodity parts. So we check by the end of December, we have China to see manufacturing PMI is going to be released, and we have the previous number. Some of them you will see with the forecast. Although not from now here, we provide all the regions like China, India, United States as well. We chose, of course, UK, France, but depends if those states that they are going to release any informations. On the right side, you have economic column. You can check the event source, where it is from, and what is the relevant economic event that might be important for you. We also cooperate with the G7, G20, APEC, all the organizations, which is quite important for you to check. So given Russia and China are both BRICS, so we have these BRICS of central bank source to see the latest interest rate, previous value, and the updated date. The central banks from Brazil, from China, from Russia, from India, so all the countries as well, you can see from here. So this is for forecasting or checking the historical big events in the economic perspective. You can check the global forecast of those national indicators like PMI, CPI, GDP, etc. At the end, we have this interpretance. I understand that today colleague asked about the patents. So we have this company's information. 1 second, let me see. Patents, where's it? Yeah, here. If we click with the patents, you're in the page to enter any companies that you're focusing on. For example, still BYD, click it. You will be able to see that with this company, the patent type, because it's a car company, what it related is the tire, the sofa, the car pedals, and also the lightings or other parts. So all these patterns, you will be able to see the results. For example, this BYD has 119 results, 119 patterns actually, you will be able to find. So this is the patterns parts. So this is pretty much today I'm going to present. I don't know if you have any questions we can cover it tonight. So feel free to unmute and I will give the rest of time to you. Okay, while I'm waiting for any questions, maybe I go through with the questions today some colleagues asked. So first of the question, does the database contain data related to the patents? What I showed you is the enterprise you will see, and with large numbers of companies you want to discover, you can use EDE, go to notes to financial statements, find research and development expenses. And if you have a specific company to look for, F9, you can go to see the intellectual property, find the patents. Although if you want to find quickly, you can use our AI Alice and ask her immediately this question. He will guide you with a patent data with examples and with sources. You can be linked directly to the functional sections. Second question, people asked about the CEIC. As I explained, that's when actually our platform covers more professional industry webinars. And we are more focusing on the financial perspectives. And also we cooperate with the different organizations. Unlike CEIC, they are mostly work with the official websites. So you have more different dimensions from our platform. The third question, someone asked about some basic usage. What I want to mention that I showed you this help center, document center. You will be able to find all the documents of specific usage. However, I will share the demonstration today we had with the records and also some documents. For example, the documents I'm going to send will be something how to use F9, how to use EDE, or how to use the enterprise sections. Or if you are a professional for financial analysis in a certain department, we can also have those documents to be categorized by your professions. Fourth question about the ESG data, can it be covered by, do we cover South Africa companies? The answer is, apologize, no, we do not. That is because our ESG ratings just started 3 years ago. And we have already covered all China mainland, or Hong Kong markets. And now we are expanding to Taiwan, to Singapore, but that will take time. So South Africa is not for now. The fifth question is, where in the system can I find ESG metrics and the sustainability data for industries? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. You can find from, again, F9, EDE, or BDE other sections, which I will share the documents how to use them. And if you want to know more about ESG, don't worry, let's go to the terminal. Here, you have Vent ESG ratings. Click with that. You will be able to see how is our calculations, what markets we covered, and what is the method as well. So about us, introductions, about Run ESG. If you want to see the method, click with the document, download to your PC, and you can read later on when you have time to see our framework, our process, how we collect even them, and also the coverages as well. By the way, if I don't know if ESG is quite big topic in your university, so we have actually carbon emissions. So with carbon emissions, you can see what is the prices and what is the inventories from our platform as well. If you need a specific that information, don't hesitate to contact me with this online service or just email to me for further questions. Now we go for the last question is, what is the advantage to compare with the Bloomberg? This is based on over global financial analytics. So if you are focusing on European countries, Mid East or Africa, or United States, perhaps global Bloomberg is the best choice for you. However, we are not that bad. We also cover those global countries. It's just, for example, small countries like Malta or small companies' informations that we don't have for now. So all in all, in summary, we are more focused on China market. You can see even more deeper dimensions and longer durations compared to Bloomberg. And you can filter the data, especially some industries comparisons that I showed you from one of the functional sections that we do the rankings immediately compared to Bloomberg. We do have that something special. With the research analysis, we have our own templates. What does it look like? Let me switch to the platform. We were in the, let me quickly go there. So we have actually Vent templates. These Vent templates covered with all different topics. And for example, recently the operation status information is quite being used a lot to see the United States flight status operations. Then you can easily or quickly get all the data which we provided to you. With the chat or with the table, depends on the how you will need it. Or open templates. If you have specific topic, for example, you have electronic to see or commodity parts, or perhaps the global real estate as well. We provide, for example, if you want to know China more, we have actually 100 cities monthly data to check their inventories, the sale areas or the purchase areas or the consumer areas. So all the details you can see from a side to see how is the China economics going. So this is some templates that you can take advantage, and they are always updated in real time. For example, you can see the new ones, and those days you all saw the news about Korea, South Korea, what happened with their presidents recently. So how is the minors' electronic householdings going? How is their prices or their forecast? What will happen in the next? So we have all the interesting analysis that you can take advantage. So back to what is the advantage of Vent? You already saw that we have this Alice to help you. It's a robot, but it's artificial intelligence, quite very helpful. If you can't find a specific data, ask her first. If she cannot help you, find me. But normally you will get satisfied answers. And we also have this 3C platform, which I presented you at the very beginning of this demonstration, to see all the roadshows, dialogues, companies, annual reports, and other informations. You will have the real-time videos or record videos, and you can get also the wording records with translations. At the end, I understand that it's the international situation. So our platform is the best choice to compete with the Bloomberg, as Bloomberg is not available in Russia nowadays. So this is all for today. If you don't have questions, perhaps we will be finished for now. If you do have,
there are some questions.
Super.
So yeah, and thank you for your presentation and for showing how some functions works. But I wanted to put your attention on questions in our chat.
In your chat, okay. Who's this I'm talking with? It's Alex.
Yes.
You mean our chat? You mean WhatsApp?
I mean chat in the Zoom.
Okay. In Zoom.
There are questions from our students.
Okay. Sorry, I missed it.
Not a problem.
Okay, I will get the chat. Here. Okay. Do you have information about seasoned equity offering? Yes, we do. But for this, can I actually get back to you later? Because this will need me to make some screenshots as well. So I will get back to you. Samokala.
在那个一级市场里面，就在这个股票的整体统计一级市场。
Okay. Primary. 1 second.
A share market, primary market, and equity refinancing. Yeah, SEO. So we have the implementation and also the proposal. So you can find like those are going on, or like the proposal of the seasoning equity.
Okay.
You have data only for Chinese markets or for US, European companies too?
Yes, we also have for the US stocks. You can find them in the US stock research report. The market report, sorry. 回到那个首页，然后 US market, global stocks, yeah. And you can just click on the.
We were talking about the United States. So.
Yeah. So you can also find the SEO industry distribution and also the details. 上面的 SEO. So this is divided by the industry, and you can also find more details in the second section. The IPO, the SEO, not the IPO.
Okay. Maybe we go for the next question.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, Kate, hi.
Hi.
Thank you for the information. Yes, I have a question about bonds. So, how do I upload data on Russian bonds to Excel? Can you repeat?
Russian bonds. I'm afraid we don't have Russian bonds. So far, our bonds information includes only China mainland, Japan, of course, Hong Kong, China
Okay,
mainland.
for example, Chinese market.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. What indicator you were looking for?
I don't know, some corporate bonds. So I need information, have to upload some data to Excel.
Okay. Got you. Okay. Yeah, so these are the corporate bonds that indicators, basic information or the prices you are looking for, financial statements.
For example, some prices.
Okay, let's go for market prices with daily close price. Let's see. Usually, yeah, it doesn't matter. So you were looking for how to download to your Excel, right? Yeah, so once you choose the indicator, you click with the load, you get the data. Here you have exports or export with the function.
So, how do I add other criteria? For example, maturity, not only price, for example.
Okay.
Maturity, MATURITY， 对 ，maturity， 在那个下面 basic elements， 对。
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Okay, let's go for the next.
我们现在应该那个 global bond 你不介绍一下吗 ？global bond 就是有其他国家的。
Okay. My colleague reminded me to discuss about our global bonds information. Perhaps I can take this chance to see. So in these global bonds, we have actually interacted with different one second. With different options and concepts. For example, we have green bonds as well. We can simply with choosing the concept green bonds, and we'll be able to see the issuers, the exchange informations, as well as the concept or the format as well. So these are the bonds that you can be downloaded.
We also have the corporate bond down there in the first option in the type, the corporate bond. 下面一点 type， 对对对。So you can also click on like this corporate bond, and also we can click on like the area of issuer, the basic information, the first filter. Yeah. So you can also search for like Russia or other district. Yeah, and then you can just filter all the corporate bond issued by Russian companies.
Do we cover Russia?
Unfortunately, no.
We have actually Asian, Japan, right? India. Yeah. This is the global bonds. Maybe we go for the next question. Is there a chance to download deals? May I ask if Anton is still there? When you say deals, do you mean the what kind of deals do you mind to specify? Okay, I will reply. We go for next. That is done. How can I find data on corporate bonds there? Corporate bonds, we went to the global bonds, corporate bonds here. And that's all the questions. Any other questions?
I guess you answered all my questions for our colleagues. Thank you so
Great.
much, Sylvian. I hope I pronounce your name correctly.
Yeah, you did. You did. Thank you so much. Okay. Then I will stop for now. So, Alex, if you can help to share the email addresses of the participants, tomorrow I will follow up with the records of today's demonstration. Yeah.
Sure, I will provide you addresses for all the participants, so you can send them the link.
Right.
To the video.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a great evening, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.